Dare to be Bold is brought to you by J.Forks Designs lifestyle accessory brand. Here at J.Forks Designs, Dare to be Bold is more than our motto, it's our way of life. For our podcast series, we are interviewing people who live boldly. I'm the host, Casey Forks. Today, we sat down with Aaron and Bryan, two incredible young men that went through Warrior's Heart and are now chasing their dreams sober.
Don't touch me.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's Dare to be Bold podcast. We are here at the J.Forks Design Studio in Bandera, Texas. I'm here with Aaron and Bryan.
Brian.
And Aaron. My name is Casey. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you guys today?
Good.
Alive.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Super alive.
Yeah.
Tired.
I'm a little tired too,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I wish we would have done this at like noon.
A little more
Recording.
energy. All right, so you guys both went through the Warrior's Heart program, correct?
Yes.
Y'all were both in the Marines, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So you have a military background. Did that sort of tie into what caused you to go to Warrior's Heart and to face an addiction?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd say if it wasn't for my Marine Corps career, I probably wouldn't have had to go to Warriors. I mean, maybe. Who knows where life would have taken me, but I can say that, like, without a doubt, the experiences I had in the military and kind of what led up to me hitting, like, my rock bottom were directly associated with that, and that's the reason I came here to good old Bandera, Texas.
Ever since my first deployment, when I came back, everything got way worse. Like, I couldn't control anything, and then my second deployment, like, is when the heavy drugs started. And when I got out, it just feeling like you don't belong to anything anymore.
I guess we got like a rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah, in like the grand scheme of things, kind of like for me, I went from like waking up just not really caring about anything to like now I wake up and I'm legitimately just happy. Like there doesn't even need to be a specific reason. Just my overall disposition is just happiness, and then I see his ugly face, and I'm just like, yes, like we are killing it right now. Like nobody thought we would be able to do this.
What would you say to people who have gone through what you guys have gone through or are going through it currently to help them or motivate them to seek the help they need or to know that there is a better place in life for them?
I mean, I know it's hard to believe when you're using, like, or think, like, you can go a day without getting high or drunk. But honestly, like, they say it gets better, and it really does get better. Like, life doesn't stop at all. Like, my truck's falling apart. But, like, I'm sober and I'm not dead. Or I'm gaining materialistic things back. I know that doesn't matter, but like little things to me that I like gave away or like sold or like took advantage of, like I get back every day by day. Like just hearing my grandma say like she's proud of me for not putting my mom through everything I was putting her through anymore. Or my mom, she knows like we struggle sometimes, and she'll just be like, well, I'm just happy you're sober, like it's like life-changing. It's not easy.
No,
not at all.
Like for me, I lost the ability to see my kids. Like I've got 3 daughters. My youngest daughter turns 1 in September, so like I brand new baby, and it's daily daily struggle, not to just say screw this and go back, but I know, like, if I want to be able to walk her down the aisle one day, if I want to be able to, play with grandkids, like, I have to live presently, and the only way I'm going to be able to see my kids again is if I stay sober, because I have to prove to their mom that I can actually do this and that I'm serious about this, and that I am a responsible adult, and I can, I can be sober and take care of my children. And I mean, like he said, like we have had some like really shitty times out here. Like there's been some really dark days, and then like at the end of them, we just kind of laugh and we're like, hey, we're sober though.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, today sucked, but we get to wake up tomorrow. We get to wake up tomorrow, we'll be sober. We got our dogs. We might not even have gas, but Brian knows how to siphon gas out of the boat, which is super cool and hilarious to watch him throw up. But
it's harder
How many
than you
times have you
think.
done this?
3.
Yes, 3 times.
And he throws up every time.
Yeah.
Gas doesn't taste good, apparently.
No.
Don't drink it.
I noticed you haven't tried.
No, I did. I did the last time. I was like, I can't do it, Brian. I can't do it. You have to do
I
it.
was throwing up. I'm like, come on, man. He's like, no, I can't do it. I was like, oh.
I'm like, I can't, man. I can't.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're sober. We're sleeping on beds. Brian doesn't like to sleep on his bed. He sleeps on the couch. He has a bed, but he don't sleep on it.
I have a bed now.
He does have a bed now.
We started out living in that hotel down the street for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. The Bandera Lodge.
Yeah.
Nick.
My name is Nick.
Yeah, like when we left Warriors Heart, we didn't really have a plan. Like we
winged it.
Yeah, we did. It was kind of like, hey, God, if you're there, if you're listening, we need a little bit of help right now.
Yeah.
So just please make sure we don't end up on the streets. And it was like, it was like 2 weeks, and that was a long time ago. We've been sleeping in beds and eating real food.
Yeah.
Like working out every day and fishing and
That's awesome.
having fun, living life.
I'm sure it's too a wicked balance between, because you mentioned like, in the future, like if you want to walk your daughters down the aisle, those types of things, of keeping in mind like that instant gratification of what you want right now, and then thinking long term, like, and having to put that off for a higher end, a higher purpose, so how do you just, again, I mean, you kind of have talked about it, but just the support with each other and just constantly thinking about those future goals, is that kind of how you balance that?
Yeah, so like for us, something that helps a lot is kind of like the comedic relief.
Yeah.
Like the banter, like calling each other names, but in a joking manner, but just joking about some of the issues that we've had.
Yeah.
Taking something that was like really serious and painful and making it funny,
Right.
like making each other laugh about it, and then you mix that with like the fact that there are future goals that like without sobriety they can't be met.
Right.
Like without even one little mess up will mess up 5-10 years down the road. So like they say, like progress not perfection, and that's it's true and it's serious and it's real, but like the only thing you really have to be perfect with is don't put whatever that substance was in your body. Like that's the only thing you have to be perfect with, because it's gonna ruin everything down the road. Like even just one sip, like I tell people all the time, like I cannot have one sip of alcohol.
Yeah.
Literally one sip of alcohol will ruin the next 25 years of my life, and I already messed up like the last 3 to 5 to 10 to 15. I don't even know. And it's just that having that wherewithal to just look forward at that one. I just want to see my kids. Like, I just want to see them happy, smiling, married, having kids. And I know that if I mess up in this minute or today, that all of that's going to disappear.
Right. It affects everything.
Right. And like for him, I just try to be like really like super, almost overly loving, because he didn't have that, and he didn't have like a big brother, and so I'll literally treat him like he's my little brother every single day. Like and sometimes I have to like get in his ass, like for real. Like sometimes I have to like, hey, you need to pull your head out of your ass, like, and let's go. But just knowing that that accountability that I have for him, he's got it for me, and I know that if I let him down, then I'm gonna let myself down, and that's gonna ruin those next 25 years.
Just speaking from myself, my life, my experiences, and people I know, addiction impacts almost everyone. Somebody knows a person who's addicted, or is a family member, or has gone through it themselves. Can you kind of touch a little bit about, or touch on, just what that is like, what it's like, or where you were when you kind of really stepped out and wanted to get help for your addictions, and then what it was kind of like to break through that?
I didn't really want help this time. I kind of had gave up. I actually own a house in Florida, and I left my house to go to an apartment in a crack neighborhood. Basically sold everything I owned for drugs and was living on a mattress in my apartment. I got caught stealing food from Walmart because I didn't eat for like 3 days. But like every time I got money, like it would just go to drugs. Like it was like absorbed my life. And I OD'd and died, and then
Can I back up? You were clinically dead?
Mhm.
For how long?
Not that long. Like I don't know. I don't remember, but they brought me back. Like they found me dead at the VA. Somebody gave me heroin at the VA, I guess. I don't remember any of it. I got court ordered to rehab and got out of that rehab and just went right back to using. And I was living at my mom's house. She said she put money down on Warrior's Heart, and that's the only reason I came, because she put money down. Like she took a loan out for me to come here. So I was pretty grateful now, but when I got there, I even told the therapist, like I was like, I can't stay sober. Like all I could think about was getting high. Like it just ruined my life and my family's life, like lying to my family all the time, stealing from everybody. Anything I owned, like, just sold it.
What made the change? Because you said you didn't really want to go, and you even didn't think you could do it. So what was it that really kind of triggered you to, because you have to want that to be able to succeed?
I guess it would have had to be not just the therapy, because like I literally have dreams about using still sometimes, but like when I first stopped, it was like constant. And it's like Aaron is my best friend, and he's a big part of why I felt like I could, because he pushed, like just to talk to me, because I couldn't even talk really, like for like what,
Weeks.
Yeah, like weeks. Like I was like out of it.
Was part of it too, just knowing that so many of the people there have gone through the similar things as you?
Yeah, like with the PTSD and
Yeah.
stuff, you could relate to like everything there, like combat, like life after the military.
And you guys, I'm sure now too, because you said you still dream about it sometimes. Like I imagine that the challenge, the that it's always there. It's going to be present in your mind somewhere. So having a support system with each other is probably huge too, because you guys both have been through it.
Yeah. I mean, people, it's kind of funny because people, like, they'll laugh at us, but then they're like, most of them are like, we, like, truly admire you guys, because I don't know where I'd be, like, today if it wasn't for him. If I had decided to go back to California after I finished treatment, there's no telling. I mean, I'd probably be dead. But I just think we really got lucky. Like God was like, hey, like, I need both of you, so I'm gonna put you guys together, and then I'm gonna let you guys figure this thing out together. And that's how it's been, just kind of every day, just figuring it out. I mean, we don't have it all together, and we probably never will, but we're gonna keep trying, and we're just, that's just the daily, like, challenge of, like, let's stay sober, let's find something to take our minds off of, like, all the crap that's going on back home. He's got his personal issues, I have my own personal issues. Like, there's so much crap back home that, like, us being together is probably the only thing that keeps us sober right now, is because it's like, I know if you go back home, you're gonna die, and if I go back home, I'm gonna die. And if we ever have to go back home, we're going together.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're bringing those dogs, and we're gonna ride it out and do this together.
And that's awesome that you have that in each other and have found that. You mentioned, or it was mentioned to me, that another thing too is that you are into CrossFit, or both of you are into CrossFit, right?
I just started.
Okay.
He's really good at it.
And you are really wanting to go to regional specifically? Was that
Yes. So I'm from California, which is like the CrossFit capital, and last year was like the first year. Well, this past season that it's still going on, but they just had the open and then the regional and then the games coming up. This past open was like the first time in 6 years that I was like sitting on the sidelines watching, and at first I didn't care, but kind of like halfway through, when I didn't see my name on the leaderboard, it kind of hit, and it was rough, like, because the year prior was like super heartbreaking because I was so close, and then my life just kind of fell apart, and to just kind of see myself go from like having my shit together to not having my shit together to what am I gonna do now? Now I'm watching all these guys that I used to kick their ass, and I should be in there.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty laser focused on the 2019 season. It's probably gonna take a serious injury to stop me from making it, and
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
yeah, I mean, I already had something pretty serious happen. Like, I tore my lat like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
And I've, we've just been working around it, and yeah, like, this is a new region for me, and there's a lot of really just savage, stellar athletes here, but like, I'm coming this year, and I'm gonna smash everybody in this region.
Anything else you guys want to say? Any advice you would give to somebody right now who is struggling with
Don't give up.
addiction?
Talk about it.
Seriously,
Like,
talk about it.
If you're having a bad day, don't just say good when someone asks you. Like, tell them about it.
Yeah.
Just little things like that actually help. That's something I learned at Warriors Heart. Like, like, it's such a natural instinct to just be like, oh, I'm good, and just keep going about your day. Like, But like when someone asks me how I'm doing, if I'm not doing good, I'm gonna tell them like, you know what, I'm not doing good right now. Except I'm just blessed to have Aaron, because like if I don't realize it, like last week, like I slept like the whole week, and like I was like mad depressed about whatever is going on, and didn't even realize it. Couldn't figure out why I couldn't get off the couch, like to do anything, like not even come help Jenny and Cody. Like I couldn't do anything. And he called my mom and talked to my mom, and then sat down like one-on-one with me and was like, get up, like, you know, just like find positive people to be around. Like when you have to change the people you're with, you know, like
People, places,
and things is exactly right.
You
like,
gotta change it.
You have to. Like it's hard, but like it works out. Like I mean, I found a group of friends that are just like me, and none of them pressure me to do drugs, none of them pressure me to steal, none of them pressure me to do anything wrong. You know, they all want to see me like strive and do better, and like I have the same hope for them, and like want to push them in that direction, and like it's just cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
Y'all are awesome.
Thanks.
Our next podcast will be available on August 23rd, and we're sitting down with James O'Brien of J.J. O'Brien Ranch. Dare to be Bold is a branded podcast from J.Forks Designs. This episode was produced by me, Casey Forks, Jenny Forks, and Courtney Cobb. Courtney Cobb mixed this episode. You can find Dare to be Bold on SoundCloud and iTunes, or watch on YouTube. Do us a favor and help spread the news about our show. You can also find us at jforksdesigns.com. I'm Casey Forks. Thanks for listening. Really cool. I'm going to use that tape.
Don't look at me, Courtney.
Looking at Brian.
Just Brian. All right.
Oh dear. I keep talking.
The Canyon Lake.
Monster
Oh.
ate your boat.
Yeah. So I kicked it up. I don't know how to make it silent. and so
how to make it silent.
and so I kicked up the engine
Is that
and
your phone?
yeah.
Oh my god.
It's so loud.
DM's popping.
So we went from like fishing every single day for like 8 to 10 hours. I told it.
Oh my
Remember,
God.
I told Jenny, I'm like, I think my silent thing is broken because no matter which way I click this, it makes noise. I have to take this. You couldn't get us a fan, Courtney?
No.
It's so warm. Wait, what was the question?
She's gonna ask you a question.
Can you see me standing or does it still look like I'm sitting and I'm just really tall? How much are we getting paid for this? Yeah, my contract says at least $2 million.
50 grand for a walkthrough.
Right? Hey, 100 on my neck. That's disrespect. Good work. That's exactly what I was thinking.
What? I will be able to hear you when
I know you'll hear it.
It's picking up everything.
He was paying you a compliment.
Oh,
So good.
yeah, okay. Well, whatever.
We live out in the country part, like not in town. So we ran on 10 acres, and the dogs get to run around, and it's real private, and we're not like pressured by anybody to do anything.
Yeah.
So it's real peaceful out there.
Okay.
And we have a gun, so it's aimed at the gate. If anybody was wondering, so if you're not welcome, you'll know.
Keep it in mind.
I'm a great shot. Ask Brian.
It's a pretty good shot.